Hey, everybody. So I wanted to preview this match, get everybody's thoughts on Tsitsipas versus Berrettini. A lot of people, a lot of experts are picking Tsitsipas to make a big breakthrough and win his first Grand Slam. For many people, if you're listening, they're putting him kind of as a favorite. They think that he could be the guy who breaks through. A lot of people think that he looks really, really sharp, playing very, very high quality tennis. And if you're watching, y'all got to agree. Like Tsitsipas looks amazing. And we know he's a hungry player. We know he's played very, very well at the Australian Open before, had his biggest win possibly ever, beating Roger Federer. So this could be his time. But it seems like a lot of people are sleeping on this matchup with Berrettini. Berrettini is really, really good. And he has been flying under the radar. And this I see as a big matchup, a huge test for Tsitsipas. I think he could be, if he doesn't come out sharp, he could be in big trouble in this match. I think that, I'm sure he's not looking ahead too far. But at the same time, if you're just looking forward, thinking that this is your time to win the tournament, and everybody's kind of picking you as this could be the time where you're the favorite. If you sleep on Berrettini, if you're not playing 100%, if you're not 100% on your game, Berrettini is the type of player that could take you out. In fact, even if you are playing well at the top of your game, Berrettini is one of those players who can take the racket out of your hand. He is a strong, powerful tennis player. And we have some comments here where I'd love to see Berrettini, but his net game is not as good as Stefano. Okay, so that's a very good point. So I don't know if you guys know this. How many times have they played? They've only played one time on tour, and that was in 2019 at the Australian Open. So they played first round at the Australian Open. At the time, Tsitsipas was the 14th seed. This is 2019, so it's a couple years ago. Tsitsipas was the 14th seed, Berrettini not seeded. And they had a tightly contested match. It went 4 really tight sets. Tsitsipas lost the first set, ended up winning 7-6 in the fourth set, with a fairly close tiebreaker, not too close. I think it was like 7-4. Berrettini double faulted on match point. It's always a shame when you double fault on match point. But I was watching the highlights, and what I saw is that it's going to be big, strong power tennis. They are going after each other. Go look at the highlights. Look at the highlights. Type in Berrettini versus Tsitsipas, 2019 Australian Open. You're going to see a lot of big power tennis, a lot of first strike tennis. So that's what this match is going to be about. So it's high risk, high reward. Who's ever slightly off is going to lose, because they're going to take it right from the very first serve to the very first strike. And it's a good point that we have in one of our comments, is that Berrettini maybe not as good at the net, because they also, both players, were hitting big serves, big forehands, and then you'll see a lot of those points in the highlights, someone finishing at the net. And in the beginning, Berrettini was finishing points really strong at the net. By the end of the match, Tsitsipas kept getting more and more on top of Berrettini and finishing points off of the net. So I think one of the people commented, Francisco, I think you are 100% on. I think that's what the match is going to be about, is who is going to get on top of the other player the fastest. This could be a match, since they're going to be very aggressive. They know they've got to get on top of each other. There could be one side that makes a lot of unforced errors, okay? This is going to be high risk, high reward tennis. If somebody's making too many unforced errors because they're going for too much, that could take them out. Because this match is going to be all about who can get on top of the other player faster and finish either with a forehand or a big forehand and then a volley. So it's going to be about the serve, the big forehand, and then also coming to knock off a lot of points at the net. Whoever can do that better is going to win. And so the margin of error, not necessarily in the score, but in the way the match is played, is going to be very, very fine. You're not going to see a lot of long rallies, in my opinion. You're going to see a lot of first strike tennis. And whoever is sharp and getting on top of the other player faster is going to win. This could be 3 sets or this could be 5 sets, but it's going to be super high risk, high reward tennis. What do you guys think? It's the year of the Italians. Okay, mini tennis, it's the year of the Italians. Also, Berrettini has a really weak backhand. I don't think Berrettini has a really weak backhand. I don't think he has a really weak backhand. If you're watching the highlights, he just played Karen Khachanov. That was a big win. 3 tight sets, 7-6, 7-6, 7-6. So that's a really good win for him. We know he's had a lot of really good wins. I think he's really solid off the baseline. He's super strong guy. Okay, so he has the capability. Again, go back and watch the highlights. He has the capability to outpower Tsitsipas. So Tsitsipas is going to be tested. His offensive skills are going to be tested, and his defensive skills are going to be tested. Berrettini, maybe doesn't have as good a defensive skills. I agree. Can he go from side to side and hit backhand winners on the run? Maybe that's something he doesn't have. Where we know Tsitsipas, I would agree from what I'm feeling with some of the comments here is that Tsitsipas might have more options, okay? He might be a little better defensively. He might be a little better mover. He might be a little better at the net, and that might be the difference. But if he's going to win, he's got to do all those things well. If one of those things are off and Berrettini is on, if he's striking that first ball well, Berrettini, as we've seen, he has gone on long winning streaks on the tour before. Remember a couple years ago on grass where he won a tournament and he went, I forget, I think he won like 14, 15 matches in a row on the tour. He can be very, very tough to beat when he gets hot. Tsitsipas going to win, in my opinion. Tsitsipas certainly could win. And I'm not here to say that Tsitsipas will not win, but I am here to say that I think that a lot of people are putting this match, they're sleeping on this match. And I look at this match as a blockbuster match that not a lot of people are talking about. I think everybody's just waiting and assuming that we're going to see Nadal face Tsitsipas. I think everybody's kind of looking forward to that as like the next big match. And I wanted to come on and say this is the next big match. Before Tsitsipas can get to Rafa, he's got to beat Berrettini. Berrettini, if you don't know much about him, he's number 10 in the world. It's kind of like he's a sleeper number 10 in the world. I think because he kind of gets hot and then he goes away and he gets injured and this and that, to where he's not a big a name with tennis fans and people who are like kind of casual tennis fans. Maybe don't know enough about Berrettini. Berrettini is really, really good. Okay, he got to the World Tour Finals. I forget it was this, not to the World Tour Finals, in the finals, but I mean, he made that tournament. He qualified for that either last year or the year before. He is really, really tough. But I think the Greek Jesus will prevail in 4 sets. That's a good pick. He beat him in 4 sets last time. They also did play. If you go to the ATP page, right now, Tsitsipas number 6 in the world. He's playing like a top 3 or 4 player in the world, I think, right now. Berrettini is number 10 in the world. Berrettini's 24. Tsitsipas is 22 as far as their ages. They also did play a challenger event. Guess what the score was? Tsitsipas won 6-7, 7-6, 7-6. When they played at the Australian Open, here was the score: 6-7, 6-4, 6-3, 7-6. They know each other's game. They haven't played a lot, but they know each other's game a little bit. I think they both know what they're in for, and I think they both know enough that this is going to be a tough match. This is not one to overlook. This is not one to take for granted. This is not one to sleep on. This one to set your alarm clock. Make sure you're up and watch this match, okay? I want you to comment. Let me know who you think is going to win this match, all right? Before you guys go to, I want to invite you to something I'm doing here. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Pete from Crunch Time Coaching. I run a tennis instruction channel, although I do like to come in and talk about the big tournaments. And you get a 7-day challenge, Serve Obsession Challenge, if you go to 7dayservechallenge.com. And so go there. You can sign up for free. You get 48 hours free access. But definitely go there. Coach Tennis Online. That's another thing I put out there. hold on. So let me come back to the comments. Let me see what you guys are saying here. Any more picks? Who do you guys think is going to win? I think there's lots of exciting matches coming up. I talked about Nadal earlier. Nadal versus Fabio. I think that's going to be a really tough match. I think Fabio Fognini is a really tough out for Rafa if Rafa is not 100%. So we're really going to find out where that back is. Medvedev still in that half of the draw. Medvedev is really tough. I mean, he's kind of the opposite of Berrettini and Tsitsipas, who like to play strike first tennis. Medvedev is just exhausting. When you think about playing Medvedev, you just get exhausted and he just wears you down mentally and he just gets under your skin. Kind of like Rafa, but they do it in different ways. So a lot of tough people left in this tournament. Djokovic is sitting up there at the top of the draw. He looks really good, but then question mark is his core. How much is it really actually hurt? I like baby fed. Yeah, okay. So Dimitrov out of nowhere comes and destroys Dominic Thiem, okay? Dominic Thiem breaks through at the U.S. Open, goes out 3 very disappointing sets. In fact, I don't know, was there anything where any reports on Dominic being injured, or did he just not show up, or was Dimitrov just that good? I would love to see Dimitrov get and win the tournament. I think that would be a fantastic story. You know, someone who has so much talent, who looks like he might not ever win a Grand Slam, when a lot of people did used to call him baby fed. Of course, he doesn't like being called baby fed anymore. I think he's like close. He got to be close to 30. So anyway, yeah, Felix Auger-Aliassime, how could he lose? Well, you know, he is still super young, but I do think it's time for him to start winning some big matches and going further in tournaments than he is. So set your alarms. I'm not sure. Does anybody know exactly what time it is? Question, who is the most likely dark horse to win? That's a great question. You know, Berrettini could be a dark horse because not a lot of people are talking about him, but he's got a big game. He can beat anybody. So I think he's definitely a dark horse. I don't know. Is Medvedev a dark horse? I don't really think you can call him a dark horse. So let's take a look at the draw. We'll just take a look at the draw before I go from top to bottom and really pick out who's left. We got Djokovic getting ready to play Zverev. What's your call on that? Zverev is playing very well, kind of again under the radar. Zverev is such a big name, kind of under the radar. Well, now all of a sudden, that's a blockbuster match. Novak Djokovic versus Zverev. We all know that if Zverev's serve is on, he can beat anybody. Okay, so if his serve is on, huge game. But once that serve goes off and double faults start to creep in, he can be very cringeworthy to watch because it's hard to watch people play nervous. It makes everybody uncomfortable because I think as tennis players, we all know what that feels like, and it just feels awful. And so I just think it's hard to watch when he goes off, and maybe that's why he doesn't have as many big fans as maybe he should. So it's going to be all about Zverev's serve if it's going to be a very competitive match or not, because we know that Djokovic will figure out a way to get the ball back and play, and it's going to be a really tough match. We got Grigor Dimitrov still in the tournament, and he's playing a qualifier, guys. A guy who was a qualifier now has gone all the way to the quarterfinals. So that's pretty exciting. And let's see, now we've down the bottom. Rublev is playing Casper Ruud. That could be a good one. You know, Rublev, again, 7th seed, totally a sleeper here because, you know, a lot of people, I guess, not a huge fan of his, doesn't get a lot of maybe the respect and TV time he should, but Rublev could certainly win this tournament. Then you got McDonald, a great story from the U.S. I think against Medvedev, he is going to get eaten up. I don't think he's got any chance against Medvedev. I think that's going to be just going right through him. Tsitsipas versus Berrettini. I see that being a great blockbuster match. That's why we're talking about it right now. That match literally could go either way. Tsitsipas is the 5th seed. He's 6th in the world, but he's the 5th seed. And Berrettini is the 9th seed. That's a really, really tough match. And then you've got Nadal versus Fognini. Again, I think when Rafa's 100%, you can almost pencil him in to win that match, but he's not 100%. And Fognini has beaten Rafa really bad in Monte Carlo on clay. 6'4", 6'2". Why? Because Rafa was not 100%. We made a video on that earlier. So this tournament is really shaping up. I think when you have the question marks of health with Djokovic and Nadal, it becomes a tournament where anybody can win. Tsitsipas, and then there's language that I can't read, but so Tsitsipas, we're picking Tsitsipas. Rublev is a rock. Yeah, he is tough. Zverev needs to pay Wawrinka to teach him how to serve. Sasha is going to take out the Joker. That's a big call. That's a big call. I don't know about that, guys. I don't know if the Joker's ready to go. And that's one thing, I guess, if you are a Joker fan, that you have to be encouraged by. Djokovic complained that that his core, his rib section, I don't know, somewhere in his stomach is hurting him. And it's hard to rotate in his ground strokes. To me, I'm not seeing it. It looks, his ground strokes, I saw him run out wide on both the forehand and the backhand against Raonic, and he was roping balls. So I think he's all right. Fognini, I believe, has beaten Rafa other times. Yes, he's beaten him, I think, 4 or 5 times. And they've had a lot of close contests. Fognini, if he's on and feeling confident, if Rafa's not 100%, fully capable of beating Rafa. Again, if I had to bet, who do I think is going to win? I think Rafa's going to win, but it's one of those things where if all of a sudden I don't watch the match and I just wake up and look and see, oh, Fognini won, I'm not surprised. Djokovic is not 100%, says Z4MX. Well, we don't know if he's 100%. He says he's not 100%, but do you guys think he doesn't look 100%? Also, do you think Rafa doesn't look 100%? I don't think Rafa looks like the superhuman he looked like at the French Open. I mean, at the French Open, he looked superhuman. It looked like, just give the guy the trophy. Like, enough is enough. He's not losing to anybody, and he looks so much faster than everybody. The other day, playing Cam Norrie, it looked like in some of those battles where they're running side to side and hitting drop shots, sometimes Cam Norrie looked faster than Rafa. And so that lets me know maybe the back is bothering him a little bit, and he's not 100%. And when Rafa's not 100%, that's when we know certainly anybody can lose to anybody, especially these players are all so good. So I think the question marks of Rafa and Joker not 100% health, that makes them maybe vulnerable. Djokovic can fake injuries. He's done it before. I mean, I don't know how much he's done it. I think there's always something there. And lots of times when he played Stan Wawrinka, Stan Wawrinka was playing so great, but I think Djokovic was not 100%, and he took some injury timeouts, and he just couldn't keep up with Stan the man that day. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, maybe at times he calls for the trainer. Lots of people say that, but he's played so many matches. He is a warrior. I think when you win, 17 Grand Slams, Nadal wins 20 Grand Slams, you can't really question their heart and them faking stuff and their toughness. I think that's not the way to go. Rafa can injection for 2 days, go numb, says he feels better, and he can now go back to his original service motion. But that back can go at any time, guys. I mean, when you've got a bad back, that can go at any time, and you can feel good 1 minute, and then you make one move, and it's lights out. So the back is really, really a troublesome thing. It's scary. If he's not all the way out of the woods on his back, at any second on any shot, it could literally be where he can't even play tennis anymore. So that's going to be something close you got to watch. I'm hoping Berrettini beats Steph, says Ali. Ali, it's good to see you on here. And I think it's going to be a great match. I think it's going to be a great match. Let me know. I want to see more comments. Berrettini versus Stefanos Tsitsipas. Tsitsipas kind of is talking like he's ready to win. He thinks he can win. A lot of the pundits think he can win. He's certainly got the game to win. It'd be nice to see someone like a Tsitsipas. I think someone like a Tsitsipas, a Medvedev, they kind of deserve to win. They kind of look like they're next in line. They'd be really good, prime candidates to be next in line. Oh, this is my girlfriend. Hold on. Let me just tell her we're in the middle of the live stream. Yvonne, we're making tennis history right now. We're in the middle of the live stream, picking Berrettini versus Tsitsipas. Who's going to win? Everybody wants to know. She picks Tsitsipas, guys. She picks Tsitsipas. You've heard it. The great Yvonne has picked Tsitsipas. Okay, babe, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Okay, so there you go. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Tsitsipas is going to win. As you know, girlfriends and wives are never, ever wrong. If you agree with that, like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you love tennis, definitely subscribe to this channel because we talk about cool stuff like this. And happy Valentine's Day, everybody. That's right. That's right. Oh, something cool. My girlfriend, really amazing, actually got me flowers. I was shocked. They thought someone gave her flowers at work and I have to go beat them up, but she actually brought those flowers home for me. So I thought that was pretty cool. By the way, any tips are very helpful. Thanks. My tips are very helpful. Thank you. Who does B2, the dog favorite? B2 is picking Berrettini only because he loves Italian food over Greek food. So B2, my puppy, is picking Berrettini to win because he likes Italian food over the Greek food. I love both. I love both. So thank you guys for being on this live stream. Like up this video so we can pump it out there. Let me know who you think is ultimately going to win the Australian Open. Also, what matches would you like me to preview? And also, what are you thinking about the women's side? Osaka just won in 3 tough sets. Serena had a battle last night. That match was incredible, and Serena ended up pulling it out. Separate match, but do you think Rublev can beat Medvedev? Rublev certainly can beat Medvedev. Again, I think it's interesting. You got all these players. You look at their ranking, you're like, oh my gosh, they're top 10 in the world. They're not really getting talked about as much. You know, I think this tournament, when it started, a lot of people were talking about Tsitsipas. Certainly, you're always talking about Rafa. Certainly, you're always talking about Novak. People want to see if Dominic Thiem was going to do anything. And he went out very disappointingly. So I think that we've got Rublev under the radar. Berrettini, I think the 2 people really under the radar who could win this are Rublev and Berrettini. I think they could win. They're the dark horses, even though they're top 10 in the world. So are they really dark horses? Your favorites, you always have to go with the people who win like every Grand Slam. Djokovic, Nadal, still the favorites. Big question marks with their health. And then, you know, who would be the next in line? Who would be the next in line to the throne if Djokovic and Nadal don't win? I think you got to go with either Tsitsipas or Medvedev, but don't count out Zverev. How about that? That all rhymes. Tsitsipas, Medvedev, don't count out Zverev. So maybe Alexander Zverev is not getting the credit he deserves either. Don't forget who got to the U.S. Open Finals and then double faulted 35 times. It was Alexander Zverev. So hopefully if he gets to the finals again, we don't have to watch him double fault a bunch of time. Yeah, Dimitrov looks amazing. How could I not pick Dimitrov, Diego? How could I not talk about Dimitrov? Dimitrov, if I said, Pete, you know, right, who would you love to see win? Who would be the Cinderella story who I think everybody be happy for? Grigor Dimitrov. I would love to see baby-fed, who hates being called baby-fed, win. That would be just so cool. Zverev looks great as well. Yeah, for a possible, Zverev could definitely beat Djokovic, guys, especially if Djokovic is actually hurting. It could definitely happen. So I really love that all this interaction on this live stream. Got some great interaction on this live stream. Thank you guys for watching. Definitely comment, subscribe, leave your picks below. Just go, leave your picks right now and then come back to this video and the next week and see if you're right. I think that would be pretty cool to put it down in writing, okay, to call your shot and then come back in a week and see if you picked it. And then you can show all your friends, look, I picked the tournament. I picked the tournament. So it's a good time to put your money where your mouth is, as they say. So definitely subscribe to this channel if you've never seen this before and you love tennis, especially if you want to learn about tennis and you want to improve your serve. Look how dominant the serve is, right, guys? Did you know that the average point on tour is 3 shots or less? Why is that? Because there's a big serve and a big forehand or a big volley to follow. And so if you want to dominate your matches more, you need a bigger serve. You need a better serve. You also need spin for your second serve. So you don't hit like a big serve first serve and then tap your second serve in. That's why you want to go for the 7-day serve challenge. You get free 48 hours access. Thank you, man. You should upload video after each round. Thank you, Diego. Very good. Cheers. Mini Tennis says cheers. I love that name too. It's a good username, Mini Tennis. Love that. Okay, guys, everybody have a good night. Happy Valentine's Day. Do something special. We're actually going to go out tomorrow night for our Valentine's Day. Everybody take care, and it was fun spending this time with you.